And welcome back to the CJ vs. AJ podcast, where we treat our Pokemon like our children, and we treat our children like our Pokemon. And by that I mean we get them to kill each other. My name is CJ.
And I'm AJ, and it's really early in the morning.
And before I even take my first step, I am in a battle. We made the discovery a little bit before we started recording. Alright, well, basically a little bit of backstory is we thought that we'd have to go through this entire game practically without actually catching any Pokemon, which was an intriguing idea. You know, I played with it a little bit in my head. It would be super difficult. It would require a lot of grinding for Dick Chomp. But I guess it would be possible if he was high enough and leveled, because we just couldn't seem to locate a Pokemon Center or a mart that would actually sell us anything. And then lo and behold, in the item menu, I suddenly have some Pokeballs. So, yeah, we don't actually have to go through the entire game without any other Pokemon. And this is going to be the first attempt at actually catching something. Will whatever the fuck this is called be our first real caught wild Pokemon? We gotta hold down, gotta hold A. 1, 2, 3. And he's ours. Alright, what should we call this guy?
I have no idea, but something better than Venipede.
Alright. Forest Pokemon. Its bite injects a potent poison. It is brutally aggressive. That's my kind of Pokemon. Sure. Shut up, cat. You're not involved in this. I'm hoping this actually turns into a moth. It's gonna turn into some giant bee or something. Fuck. Ah.
Yeah, it's more chances to catch ugly things like that.
I don't want that. I'm gonna kill it. Kill it with fire. So, I'm thinking, I don't know, Dick Chomp should have evolved by now. It's a little bit weird to me that he's level 19 and hasn't, like, gone up a level. Perhaps he's only got 2 levels. Perhaps he's not actually a 3rd generation Pokemon, and it's just whoever hacked this game decided, oh, I really like him, he's a dragon, I'll make him one of the starters. Because, yeah, I guess I'm thinking of him as a 3rd generation that has 3 different or 3rd generation, a starter Pokemon that has 3 different forms. But he might just be like other ones that have 2. He might not have any.
Yeah, we have no idea how long this game runs for, because, you know, given it's a hack, it could be, like, really short, and, yeah, he could never evolve. There could be, like, 1 gym for all we know.
Yeah. I don't like that idea. I'm going to assume that he evolves, and I'm going to fantasize what sort of creature he evolves into. I would like him to be some sort of version of a... Oh, what were they called in the movie Tremors? They had a name.
I don't remember a name for them. I just thought of them as, like, big worms.
They had a name. I remember Kevin Bacon, like, yelling it out.
Really? I've seen that movie a couple times. I don't remember anything like that.
There's been multiple movies.
I only really saw the first one.
There's been 4 of them, so there has to be a name for it. They can't just go, oh, those things. I don't know, they could be something like that, or he could evolve into something out of, like, Pacific Rim, like a giant kaiju. Or sort of like the creature from, whatchamacallit, Pitch Black. Do you remember the sort of giant alien fly-y skeletal bone thing?
No.
That one, nowhere. He is a shark, after all. He could do some sort of, like, street sharky thing.
Well, he's a land shark, so he could be something that, like, burrows and you just see, like, a fin above the ground. That'd be kind of cool.
Fuck. I'm curious, how do you raise your Pokemon? I don't know. I spank it when it's disobedient, and I caress its nipples a little bit too much. Hey, Tangela, 1st generation. The clusterfuck Pokemon. Dragon Breath. don't know if the mic picked it up, but I just burped. It's very important the folks at home know that.
I like how you lampshade it just to make sure.
Alright. I'm not gonna battle you. Oops. Accidentally end up in the grass. Can't seem to talk to this person.
I guess the gym is not our current destination.
I still don't know what our current destination is.
I think we're just sort of wandering. It's like go out and find things to do.
Fuck! This is worse than the caves. I don't like this ugly thing.
I don't like mushrooms, but shroomish looks really edible.
If it was a magical mushroom, it would be edible. That's the only way I'd go near that thing. The natural ecology of Pokemon. I was thinking at work yesterday, because I don't actually like thinking about my work. Remember our conversation about like the different behind-the-scenes bits of Pokemon, like what happens when they die, like Pikachu, like well his body's still spasming with like electricity and stuff.
Mm.
I was thinking, what do they do with dead Pokemon? Because in the Pokemon universe, Pokemon become ghosts when they die. There is an afterlife for them. But what do they do with the bodies themselves? Do they cremate them? Do they feed them to other Pokemon? Do they bury them? Like, if my Dick Chomp died, what would I do with his corpse?
The concept of feeding them to other Pokemon is just super dark.
But we've already established that within the Pokemon universe, the Pokemon are food to other creatures or humans and stuff. So it's like, well, he's dead. I guess my Charmander needs to eat.
Here, let's take our friend who we treated like, more than a pet, something like, another human, and just feed him to someone else.
Okay, so you're saying that they bury them then?
I don't know. I was thinking probably cremate, because cremation has that sort of borderline status where you do it to things that you love and the things that you're just trying to get rid of. It's like, oh, we need to dispose of this body, let's burn it. Or, oh, our so-and-so has died, let's give it a ritual send-off and we'll cremate him and then, spread his ashes here. It can be either one. So, to my mind, that seems the most likely.
Alright, and then that raises other questions. If you cremate all Pokemon, what happens to the fire Pokemon? The ones that are literally on fire and resistant to it.
Maybe you have to bury them.
Okay, that raises other questions. Some Pokemon are gigantic, like Onix. It's the size of a house. You cannot cremate him, and you can't just bury him. There would be, landfills filled with Onix corpses, just for how big he is. What happens to them?
Maybe there's, a dedicated place to dump Onix corpses, and you just wait for them to, decay and become fertilizer. I don't know.
Well, they're made out of rocks, so they wouldn't decay.
Oh, yeah,
so it would be an infinite amount of Onyxes that need to get buried throughout this universe. Every time one is born.
Onyxes just get broken down and made gravel out of.
I guess that's a possibility. That's actually a good answer. Okay, what about one like a Snorlax, which is supposed to be the heaviest thing in the Pokemon universe? He's tons. He's the size of a house, and he's essentially immovable aside from the Poké Flute waking him up. When he just dies and falls in the middle of the road, what's happened with his body? They can't just move him. They need cranes, multiple cooperation. The amount of that would shut down the city. It's just oh, nobody go down to this street, nobody go to work or downtown to get by the Snorlax.
You can't expect me to come up with answers for all of these. You gotta catch something.
These are Pokemon trainer Pokemon.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
I'd catch a Minichoo or whatever if it was actually high enough level. Fuck this guy, he's got a lot of Pokemon.
And they're all the same thing, apparently.
Die, cute thing, die! I wonder if Pokemon judge each other based on appearance. The little Minichoo is all oh, look how pretty I am. And then looks at Dick Chomp and goes ugh, I don't want to fight that thing, it's gross. My little dick chump has like a super bad attitude. Anyway, that has been this Let's Play. Return next time to see what other dicks I chomp and what Pokemon we continue to catch. This has been CJ.
And this is AJ.
And we're signing off. Toodaloo.